are counting 1 to 20. We are counting 1 to 20. We are counting 1 to 20. And this is how we count them. Do you remember that song? I know you remember that song. Thank you very much and welcome to this lesson. It's your teacher Anauncieta. Welcome to EasyElimu, Learning Simplified. Now, do you remember when we were counting numbers and we stepped, we hopped, we danced, we skipped, and we did all sorts of practices when we were counting these numbers 1 to 10, 1 to 20, 1 to 30, 1 to 40, and 1 to 50. Now, very simple instruction. The same way we did the counting in ones forward, it is the same way we want to do this one. Now, this one, you are making a pattern. If, for example, this pattern means you are adding 1 to the number before. So if I am at 1, if I add 1 to 1, what will I get? 2. If I'm at 2, if I add 1 to 2, what do I get? 3. So the pattern continues like that. It increases by 1, 1, 1, 1 until up to 20. If, for example, this number is pulled out, and someone says, fill in the missing numbers. Are you able to fill in the missing numbers? Can you fill in these missing numbers? Now, who can fill in these missing numbers for us? The missing numbers for us here. So I've been given 1, 2, 3, dash, 5, 6, dash, 8, 9, 10, dash. Who can fill for us the missing numbers? The missing numbers are very simple. Why? Because our numbers here are following each other nicely. So when you look at the teacher's example up there, if 1 is added to 6, what do you get? You get 7. So if I have 1, when I add 1 to 1, I get 2. When I add 1 to 2, I get 3. When I add 1 to 3, what will I get? I will get a 4, which means our pattern was plus 1. We were increasing it by 1. You just add a 1. So from 4 to 5, I will still add a 1. From 5 to 6, I still add a 1. From 6, when I add a 1, what do I get? We are increasing it by 1. What do I get? I get a 7. When I increase 7 and a 1, I get an 8. When I increase 8 and a 1, I get a 9. When I increase 9 and a 1, I get a 10. And when I increase 10 by 1, so my missing numbers are 4, 7, and 11. And that is the same thing we will do when we are doing counting backwards. Now the teacher comes in class and says, Janet and your friend, fill in the missing pattern. Fill in the missing patterns. And now you come here and you write your numbers. And the teacher writes the numbers as follows and says, Janet, please help your friends to fill in the missing patterns. Now I have 10. I have dash. I have 8. I have dash. I have 6. I have another one written like 2, 3. Then I have dash, 5. Then I have dash. So, first of all, ask yourself, are we moving forward or backward? Look at the numbers the way the teacher has written in class. And you see, if I count from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that, it is moving forward. But if I count from 20, 19, 17 like that, coming backward like that, I am counting backward. So they have said 10. 10, then there is a dash, then there is 8. Can you say 10, 11, 8? You cannot say 10, 11, 8, which means this pattern tells us that they are counting backwards in ones. So it will be 10. So you go where 10 is and circle the number 10. So this is our starting number. Then ask yourself, from 10, which number is missing in between to get an 8? Counting backward means reducing by 1. So I have a 10. When I reduce this 10, maybe I have 10 oranges. When I give 1 to my friend, I remain with 9 oranges. Then they have also said, for me to get the next number, I will have to reduce this number by, now our pattern is flowing this way. You see the way the pattern is? So I'm reducing it by 1. So if I reduce this 8 by 1, what do I get? I get a 7. And that is how you get the missing numbers. Then I go to the second question and ask myself, now here I have a 2, a 3. These numbers are following each other, meaning we are counting in the forward direction. We are counting in the forward direction. After number 2, which number comes after number 2? After number 2, you have a number 3. So ask yourself, which number comes after number 3? Then you come and check on your numbers and you say 1, 2. After 2, we have a 3. Then after 3, we have a 4. So the missing number here will be 4. Then you ask yourself, after 4, you have a 5. And after 5, which number is missing here? Can you tell mommy to help you? After 5, we are moving in the forward. So the number is 6. Then I ask Janet, what if someone gives you and says, now increase this number by 2? You are now not increasing by 1. I've been given here a number. And my number reads like, it starts from 0. Then it gives me a 2. Then it gives me a dash. Then it gives me a 6. What does it tell me? Of course, there is a missing number here. So what I normally tell my pupils is, when you are given such numbers, there is the silent number and the loud number. So if I say 0, 0 is the loud number because I can see it. But now there is a number that is in between that cannot be said loudly, but it's supposed to be there. So to help you count very well and to get the correct answer, when you are counting, you will say 0, then you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you automatically get the correct answer. So we are saying here, we are increasing by 2. You see our pattern has now changed. Here it was 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. But now here it is 2. So if I add 2 to a 0, what do I get? I will get a 2. Increase this by 2 again. Yes, Janet, what will you get as the answer? When you increase 2 with a 2, we are saying we have a 2, then 3, 4. So the missing number here is 4. Can you do it again? Yes, teacher. And do you remember when we are counting in 2s, I said, what is something common about counting in 2s? It is the number must have a 1, a 2, a 4, a 6, and an 8. Do you remember that? So we said the number must have a 0, a 2, a 4, a 6, and an 8. Now they have reached here 6, and now we are continuing. After 6, we increase 8 by 2. When you increase 8 by 2, you get the number must have a 0. Which number follows 8 that has a 0? It is a 10. Then we are saying the next numbers will be dash, dash. Now ask yourself, which number follows 10 that has a 2? Class, which number follows 10 that has a 2? The number that follows 10 that has a 2 is 12. They have increased this by 2. Are we together? Then again you ask yourself, which number follows 12 that has a 4? So the pattern becomes very easy. The number that follows 12 that has a 4 is 14. So the number again has increased by 2. So if I increase 14 by 2, what will I get? So 14, I'm going to add the 2. So I get 14, 15, 16. So I get a 16 here. And if I increase this 16 by 2, what will I get? The number that is here that must have an 8. Increase 16 by 2, I have a 16, 17, 18. So my next number will be 18. Then when I come there again, the rule remains. The number that is in this position must have a 0. So I'll ask myself, if I increase 8 by 2, if I increase 8 by 2, 18 by 2, what will I get? I'll say 18. Then increase by 2, 19, 20. So my number here must have a 0 is 20. Have you seen the way we are doing numbers? The way it's very easy to count forward, backwards, in ones, in twos. It It is very easy because we have done these activities several times, and that is how easy it is. It was nice having you around, and I hope you enjoyed the lesson because I did enjoy the lesson too. Thank you very much and have a lovely day.